You're live. We're live. Live and direct. Coming to you from the office of Blue Notebook Publishing Consultants. I am MT, baby, your favorite lesbian TT. And I have with me a good friend. This is Spiritual Stud right here in my house. Can you believe it? She is here, and we are here to talk about her fabulousness of books because, baby, I don't know where you been. But if you ain't know about these books, you better run, don't walk. And I mean run, don't walk over to Amazon and get your copy of her books. But right now, I'm just going to do a real quick interview with her so that you all can get to know my good friend, Spiritual Stud, aka Stephenie Hardaway, and her fabulousness of books. And we're going to jump right in to one of the books that I want to talk about first is the Roundup. So this is the book. Can you see it? The Roundup. Doesn't that just make you want to know more? Like this part right here. It's some barbed wire. I'm like, what is going on? So thank you for coming and being here and speaking with me.
My pleasure.
And I'm going to get my fat rolls out the way this way so that we can chat. Right. Now, please tell me what motivated you to want to write the Roundup. Like, we're going to get into the story in a minute, but why?
It was just given to me. I can't even tell you what happened. It was not a specific thing. It was just a story line that was given to me, and I was like, okay. You know, sometimes things pop in your head.
Yes, I do.
And you're like, okay, sounds good. But it kept pushing. There was a push to write the story. So
you did it.
So I did it.
You did it. Okay, so let me ask you this. The main character in this book, Jai.
Yeah.
Jai is an interesting character. You gotta read it to find out all the good tea yourself. But so let's talk about Jai. Jai's on an adventure.
Yes.
You could say.
Yes.
And because I've read the book a couple of times now, so Jai's on an adventure. Can you tell us like a little bit about Jai? What kind of person is your main character?
So Jai is a stud, butch, whatever you want to call her.
Gay.
Yes.
Yes. Right.
Definitely.
Yes.
Has an appreciation for the beauty in women. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
But Jai has not been known to have serious relationships.
Oh, so she's the she gets around.
She gets around.
She's
the booty call queen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she has a lot going on in her, in her background, and that comes. You find a lot more about Jai in the second book.
Okay.
So in this book, you're just gonna see Jai going into action, basically.
Okay.
Finding out what she's kind of made of. But she is just that little stud that thinks she's tough. You know, she smokes a black every now and then.
Okay.
She drives fast. She's just that typical little stud. Young and kind of, she's not that young, but she's still young in relationship wise, as far as being with somebody seriously. She has not crossed that bridge yet.
Well, I'm not gonna spoil the ending of this book. I think that I should let readers, viewers, definitely check it out. And I hate spoilers. I really do. So I'm not going to get too far deep into it, but just to help, because my YouTube page, if you don't know, is for creative people. And we want to talk about all kinds of creative things. So I want to talk about something very specific and something creative, which is the romantic part of Jai. And I'm asking this for a selfish reason, because I'm working on this book called Dom. Okay?
Yeah.
If you don't know now, you know I write the Sapphic Island series. And in the books, I decided to give a little bit more flavor to one of the characters and give her her own book. And I struggled writing the sexy stuff.
Right.
Oh, not because I can't write it, because I've got books, honey, right in here.
Yeah.
That are very explicit, if you will. My struggle is now that I'm older, I really don't like badly written romance.
Right.
Or badly written sex in books.
Yeah.
Like that's problematic for me. I feel like as writers, at some point you're gonna have to level up.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to write a sex scene that doesn't have a ton of like, you know, out in the cornfield, people ripping their shirts off type of stuff. I'm not down with that. But you, my friend, wrote so elegantly about Jai and her escapades / sexcapades. I want to know, what was that part like for you? Did you like write like this?
No.
Like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm writing this. Or did you just like, I'm just gonna write it?
Hey, the story took me there.
Okay.
And you know, sometimes when you kind of, the character kind of inhabits you, or you inhabit the character, however. And for Jai, it was like, what kind of person is she? You know, and she started just coming to life. And so I know studs that have that, you know, that certain one that if they want to do whatever they want to do, that's who they with.
Right.
It's not a relationship.
Right.
It's just what we do.
What we do.
And so Jai is that person that has that person. So when I was writing it, actually I kind of, when I know it's coming, because I can feel it coming, I just start listening to music.
Okay, that's helpful.
I have my headphones on, and there's certain music that I listen to.
Okay, to put you in the sexy writing mood.
Put me in that mode, think about it, and wherever my body goes is what I write.
Got you.
And that's how that came to be.
That's awesome. And I do much of the same. I like lists. I like playlists.
Yeah.
And one thing that I'm working on very hard is creating more playlists here for creative people, because I think the music, kind of immersing yourself into the moment, really helps writing.
Yeah.
So yes, this is author Stephenie Hardaway. The Roundup is her book, and I also want to briefly talk about this book right here called On the Bubble. So On the Bubble is it's a chat book. I mean, it's just a small, easy read. Yeah. Perfect for your 100 book challenge, might I add. If you're doing the 100 book challenge. Oh, real quick, let me just talk about that.
All right.
So those of us who are readers, every year there's been like a 100 book challenge for a few years now. So the goal is to read 100 books within the year. And so every time you read one, you tag 100 book challenge. And this one, I liked having some shorts in my 100 book challenge because sometimes I don't want to read a whole, 500 page book to get to where I'm going. But this one is super important. It's small, but it's powerful. So let's talk about On the Bubble. What made you want to write this book in particular?
Wow. I think it was just where we were as far as a community. I was thinking about the marginalized people. And I really wanted to say in the margins, but there were too many books that in the margins.
Right?
Because I felt like that's where we are. It's like in the margins, and people don't see us. And when they see us, they have their own opinions about us.
Right.
But On the Bubble means that you're right there. You're right there, just about to break through until something happens, right? And your bubble pops, and sometimes it's a good pop, and sometimes it's a bad pop.
Right.
But that's where that came from.
Well, I find this book extremely important and informational. I mean, just to kind of broaden our thoughts about what it's like when you live in the margins, because us in the LGBT community and outside of the community, I think all of us are trying to find our niche in life.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important that this little booklet is so packed full of very helpful things to help us open our eyes, and it's very inspirational. So, On the Bubble, run, don't walk. So, thank you so much. I didn't want to take up most of your afternoon, but I did want to do this video for creative people, because I think that your writing style is impeccable, and full disclosure, we're gonna work on more stuff in the future, and so some of our books are gonna collide together.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this is my good friend, and I hope that you support us, because us queer artists, we need each other. We need all the support we can get. It's hard being an author these days when you are an independent author.
Yeah, it is.
And you know, I've been writing books since 2000. Oh heck, I had to think back. 2007.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that was when I did my first book, 2007. So I've been writing books a long time, and let me tell you, it's still not easy. You know, the writing is fun and it's creative, but in order to rise as an author and to really be able to do this as your passion, we need all the support we can get. Okay, all of it.
Right.
So
Right.
check her out, Stephenie Hardaway, on Amazon. Check out her books. And thank you for being with us. I hope somebody will see this also later. You know, please feel free to subscribe, because I'm working really hard for more content on this YouTube page. And click like, share, comment, all that good stuff that everybody else always tells you. But I am MT, honey, your favorite lesbian TT, here at MT's Big Book Vlog and more, where creatives come to play. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you. Bye.